Well, hello YouTube. Hi, this is Etta with Divine Healings, and I'm back again today. I started doing a series on paganism, talking about the different areas of paganism, what all other religions fall up under the head of paganism. So today we're going to continue with video number 2, and we're going to be getting information from this book here, which is Paganism. It is an introduction to earth-centered religions by Joyce. Joyce Rivers and Higgin Bowman. Okay, so yesterday, we kind of talked about what is paganism. So today, we're going to just talk about the general characteristics of paganism and what paganism is, just the general characteristics of it. So let me put my glasses on here so I can see. Okay, and it says here the general characteristics of paganism. And it says, in addition to the two central themes of interconnectedness and blessedness, what other characteristics common to paganism as a whole, in which we can identify? So, number one, paganism is a religion. As other religions, pagans seek answers to ultimate questions such as what is the meaning of life, what happens after death, and is there a God? What is our basic nature, and how do we interact with the greater universe? Pagans seek these answers in context of religions and social communities. And pagans, they gather in churches, homes, outdoors, and they meet in groups. And they may be called, among other things, circle. They can be called covens, churches, or groves. Unlike members of some religions, however, pagans generally do not actively proselytize. They do not send out missionaries. They don't hold revivals or try to gain converts. Almost none of the pagans we know converted to paganism in the traditional sense. They became pagans by deciding that paganism reflects what they've already believed and adopted the word pagan to describe themselves. Like other religions, pagans, they have clergy who perform religious functions such as marriage and funerals. Pagans also observe the sacred year, and have religious holidays and celebrations as well. Most modern pagans' traditions are described as earth-centered. Pagan holidays often fall on dates that mark the change of the season and otherwise seasonally important. And we take a look at pagan sacred year and how it can be celebrated in this chapter. The next one is pagan is a modern religion. So pagan, it's a modern religion. Paganism is a new religion, even though it may borrow the concept of practices from spirituality, including those fading or extinct. Paganism is classified as a new religion by social scientists. Reported that paganisms exhibit all 6 of the new religious movement, and these are pronounced religious individuals. Number 2, emphasis on experience and belief and doctrine. Number 3, practice perspective of matter, authority, and practice. Number 4, acceptance and tolerance of other religions and worldviews in general. Number 5, a holistic worldview. And number 6, an open, flexible organizational framework. Pagans also meet the test of the religion applied by the U.S. courts. Characteristics that courts look include historic longevity, number of devotees, the existence of clergy, religious literature, ceremonies, holidays. The federal courts correctly recognize literature. The federal courts correctly recognize Wicca, the largest of the pagan traditions, as a religion in the case of Demeter and Landon, which was in 1986. In this case, the court found that Wicca exhibit the characteristics of a religion as outlined above. So they did take that to court, and they won their case. So the next one is paganism has no central hierarchy or dogma. And I think that's what mostly people like about that. Most of all, excuse me, I'm going to get a drink. Excuse me. Paganism is a religion that as a whole has no central hierarchy or dogma. Through individual traditions may adopt an internal governance structure and specific beliefs. Some pagans paths have a specific ethnic focus, such as Austria, African, Celtic traditions. Other pull together many pagans and non-pagan religious beliefs and practice and blend them together to a unique religious expression, such as eclectic and the blended path. We look at a variety of these traditions later in the chapter. Most pagans enjoy spiritual diversity and would like to think it appropriate to all pagans to believe the same things, practice in the same ways, or be organized under the same structure. So that's the good thing. I think that's one reason why so many people like pagans, because paganism is because it don't have any type of structure or dogma to it. You can just be free to do as you please, serve as you please, whatever religion in which you choose. There's no hierarchy. There's nobody over you to tell you, hey, this is not right. So, I think that's one reason why so many people choose the pagan path. Paganism stressed personality responsibility. Most pagan traditions stress personal responsibility and put the burden of developing spiritual practices, beliefs, and ethics onto the individual. Even these traditions that offer beliefs, established beliefs and methods, encourage their members to test ideas so that members build their mental muscle necessary to judge the soundness of belief of themselves. Those traditions that offer established moral guidelines also tend to encourage their members to explore ethical ideas so that members can find their own ethical sense and form their consciousness accordingly. Within this freedom comes corresponding responsibility, a responsibility for one's beliefs and behavior, and a degree of spiritual development. A friend and a fellow author, Daniel Eliar, once a humorous observer to us, some religions are a restaurant. You can sit down and they bring you what they are serving for dinner. Paganism is a buffet. In other words, you have a host of choices that you can select. If you want to eat, you can. If you want to eat, you have to get up off your butt and serve yourself. On the whole, paganism approach Paganism approach to this issue of personal responsibility is very empowering for the individual. It is also empowering for the greater society and the number of mature and self-directed individuals in its increase. Okay? And it says again, paganism offers a different worldview. Paganism is one of the first religions that deliberately incorporate new perspectives from science, metaphysics, mysticism into spirituality and consciously break the traditions of the Newtonian view of the world. This concept are explored later in chapter 5. Pagans tend to see all parts of the universe, from the smallest atom to the largest planetary system. as sacred as having some forms of consciousness or spark of intelligence. Most pagans believe that this living universe is able to communicate to all parts of itself on more than one level, and that these parts can choose to cooperate together for specific ends. Pagan called this cooperation magic, and that's magic with a K. Okay, and it also says here, paganism is a spirituality. Paganism is a way of living, praying, connecting, and flowing to the universe. Pagan spiritualities address the existence and nature of deity and relationship of ourselves and the universe of the divine. The nature and scope of human existence. What happens to us after death? The nature of the physical and non-physical universe and our relationship to that universe. Spiritual practices among pagans are quite varied and include everything from formal rituals, meditation, quiet walks, in which I love walking through the woods, singing, dancing, healing, divination, ecstatic sex, working with herbs, gardening, and massage. Just about any activity that can be incorporated by a pagan into his or her spirituality. And see, that lets you know that all those things are part of paganism. Again, it says the meditation, the quiet walks. Walking is meditating. Like when you're walking out through the woods. That's you meditating then when you're walking. Singing, dancing, healing, divination. All those, working with herbs. And I like to do pretty much all those things. Paganism is protected by law. The freedom to hold the practice and the religion of one's choice is a hallmark of liberty in the United States as well as several other countries. It is the right to enjoy American citizens regardless of their affiliation as a liberal, conservative, Democrat, or Republican. President George W. Bush, which is a Republican conservative, stated in a speech given to a joint session of Congress September the 20th, 2001, following terrorist attack against the United States, no one should be singled out for unfair treatment or unkind words because of their ethnic background or religious faith. He also pointed out that if the citizens of the United States intended to defend their principle, then their first responsibility is to live by them. Paganism is protected in the United States under the First Amendment in various rights. Various civil rights acts. One of the largest of the pagan traditions. Wicca is formally recognized as a religion in the case of the Demeter versus Landon, as mentioned earlier. Pagan in the military are allowed to practice their religion on a military basis, as the Christians, Buddhists, Jews, Muslims, and Hindus. So the pagans, they're not singled out. They're just like any other. I'm just saying they have the right, just like any other religious group, to do their prayers, their rituals, or whatever they do. They have that right to do those things, just like any other religious group. They have just as much right. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. I just wanted to, I said I'm reading this book, but I want to share it with you all as well, because many people, this might be, some information that they may have been looking for, or, maybe it might be something that they might be interested in. I don't have no links or anything like that to this book. It's just a book. Had this book for a while, and what sparked interest in it was my son asked me a question about paganism, and when he did, I pulled this book out here, and as we was going through it, he found the answer that he was looking for, because first of all, this question was, Mama, what is pagans? who are pagans, and do they have any other affiliations? So, he had some questions about it. And so that's why I said I wanted to kind of go through this book, because I've been intending to read it, to get some information on it myself. So I just said what I do is just do like a little series and just kind of go through there and just, read a little information, maybe every other day or so, just to kind of pass out the information, because this book is packed with a lot of information as far as pagans, because it does fall under the umbrella. I showed this picture here in my first video. So the umbrella is paganism, but we have a lot of other the religions that fall underneath there, like Wicca, witchcraft, eclectic, blended, the blended family traditions, Celtics, ceremonial magic. See, all that falls under the umbrella of paganism. So I just wanted to share that information with you all. But I'm going to stop there, and we will, get into it a little bit more. And I hope this information to be able to help anyone. And if you have any questions, you can leave them below. You can, just leave them below in the comments. And I will try my best to answer any questions that you may have concerning paganism. Since I do have the book here, I'm kind of learning along the way myself. Some things I do know, but it's still a lot that I don't know. But going through this book here will be helpful, for me as well as many others. So I'm going to end it here. And I just want to thank you all. And you all have a blessed day. And I will see you next time. All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.